SEC on ESPN, and they welcome the Oklahoma Sooners for the very first time. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubiak for a matchup of blue bloods. Oklahoma now bowl eligible after a shocking win against Alabama last week, and LSU trying to finish strong, sitting at 7-4 overall. This is a dynamic LSU offense behind Garrett Nussmeier, but an elite Oklahoma defense. And on this chilly night in Red Stick, you figure something's got to give. Just the fourth meeting all time between Oklahoma and LSU in a series that dates to the 1950 Sugar Bowl. Oklahoma won the toss, elected to defer, so LSU will receive. Xavier Thomas back. Zach Schmidt will put it in the air. And this one through the back of the end zone. And so here we go, and here we are. Welcome, everybody. Fresh off the mean streets of Baton Rouge. Jordan Rogers from SEC Nation. Tom Hart and Cole Kubiak down on the sideline. Mentioned Garrett Nussmeier a moment ago. He is with LSU Elite. He is third behind Joe Burrow and Jayden Daniels, a couple of Heisman Trophy winners in terms of the passing numbers he's put up. Is it possible to have a big passing day today?
Well, I think so, but they're going to have to be balanced on the ground. And this is a really good Oklahoma defense, especially against the run, but a defense that you don't want to be one-dimensional against. So start out with the run here, and that'll open things up.
Stands tall in the pocket and delivers too high for Aaron Anderson and incomplete.
Or you go 5 wide and sling it to open the game. You know?
Why not? I feel like maybe they feel they want to take some shots downfield. Joe Burrow has the LSU record single season passing yards. Jayden Daniels last year second in program history, and Nussmeier third to those two in 100-yard games.
Yeah, I think it's him protecting the football, especially the last couple weeks, coming off what I think was his most efficient performance of the year against Vandy last week.
Threw for 332 and 1 touchdown. And throws it again, this time to C.J. Daniels, who took a couple of hits before taking it to the 28. Danny Stutzman, the first of what will probably be many tackles tonight, and third and short now for LSU.
Yeah, C.J. Daniels, a guy they want to get going. The former transfer from Liberty, especially in the red zone. He's a guy they want to look to, but getting him the ball in space, forcing, as you mentioned, Danny Stutzman and this really good defense to go sideline to sideline. They're so aggressive. You want to make them move lateral as much as possible.
Oklahoma 15th in the country against the run, but 48th against the pass. And Stutzman comes into this one third in the SEC in tackles, sitting at the century mark right now. Xavier Thomas motions and then comes back, and a whistle will blow it dead. It'll be a timeout.
Before the snap, LSU takes their first timeout.
Timeout taken by LSU on the first possession.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Looking at a third and short. So looking at a 3rd and 1, and LSU's been great on third downs over the course of this season, but our playbook, brought to you by Modelo, dials a little bit deeper into all of that. Oklahoma's defense, as coordinated by Zach Alley, has been sensational. Well, two blue bloods going head-to-head today, Oklahoma and LSU. Owners of 11 national titles, 10 Heisman Trophy winners, including over the last tear for the last 7. Pretty good, huh?
Two really proud programs, and all these games we're seeing today have college football playoff implications and championship implications. This one just for pride of these two fan bases.
Straight ahead, and enough for the first down.
And that's really all you need out of this LSU run game, to pick up some of the dirty yards. Look, you're not going to go out and run for 200 yards on this Oklahoma defense with Danny Stutzman and Kip Lewis, Billy Bowman, some of the superstars on that side of the ball. But you need to keep them honest, and you need to be able to pick up third and shorts like they did right there.
You're going to raise it up where you go on this. So we be on top of you.
Mason Taylor was the tight end in motion. Nussmeier chased backwards, and off his back foot floats it to the Oklahoma sideline. Cole, this is LSU offensive line that has been inconsistent. When healthy, maybe the best in the country. They did not perform well a couple weeks ago against Florida, allowed 7 sacks.
Now, had a new left guard in the game. Florida gave them a lot of different looks, forced them into some protections they're not normally comfortable with. But it's a group that I feel like has taken some unfair criticism for the majority of this year.
Paul Mubenga has taken over at left guard. Garrett Dellinger out again. That was a huge hole against the Gators. Here's Kyron Lacy with the catch. Eli Bowen brings him down.
Yeah, that offensive line had a good game last week, but before that against Florida, you mentioned Paul Mubenga, left guard, filled in for Garrett Dellinger, really struggled. And that's where this Oklahoma team is sneaky good. Grayson Halton in there, Jaden Jackson. A couple guys on the interior that don't get enough credit that can really disrupt an offensive line in there.
And certainly on the perimeter with R. Mason Thomas, number 32 on the edge. Nussmeier slings it just a hair wide and a little bit low for Anderson. And that'll bring on the punt team.
Boy, that one just a miss by Garrett Nussmeier. Great play design from Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, getting Aaron Anderson, one of their best guys, one of their best ball-in-hand guys in space. And he just left that one a little short and a little too far out in front.
Peyton Todd has taken over the punting duties for the night for LSU. Oklahoma nearly got it. Wow. No flag on the play, and the ball will take an LSU hop inside the 15 and trickle down to the 12. It turns into a 46-yard punt. A punt by Todd, and that's where OU will take over. And an offense that's been reinvented since they made a change at the offensive coordinator position. And well, Jackson Arnold has taken full advantage of that, not necessarily through his reputation through the air, but on the ground, especially against Bama, even though the passing numbers have improved dramatically over the last 4.
Yeah, doing whatever this team needs him to do. It's really been a Jackson Arnold 2.0. Remember, the former 5-star and number 3 overall prospect, started the first 4 games, benched for 3, new offensive coordinator, and he's done a little bit of everything. But last week it was 131 yards with his legs, and I expect to see a lot more of that against this LSU defense tonight.
131 yards came on 25 quarterback carries. Rolls the pocket and flicks it incomplete. And Greg Penn chasing him down.
That's kind of going to be who this offense is, right? They're an RPO-based team, so if it's not coming out of his hand quickly, they want to move the pocket, use his legs, his athleticism that's pretty sneaky, and LSU has struggled with mobile quarterbacks so far this year.
That's an understatement. They run all over him. They did slow down Diego Pavia somewhat last week. Toss to the short side. Bottled up. And no gain. Xavier Robinson taken down by Braden Swinson. And that will leave 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this is not where this Oklahoma offense wants to be. And a couple of names in there on this play against Xavier Robinson. Greg Penn in there. Braden Swinson, as you mentioned. This defense really playing at a high level, especially late in the year. Starts with those linebackers, Greg Penn and Whit Weeks.
And nearly impossible at night, where LSU has won 18 of its last 20 games here at Death Valley after the sun sets. A couple of yards for Jacob Jordan. And that'll do it for Oklahoma's first possession. Savion Jones with the stop for LSU. Luke Elzinga on to punt it away for Oklahoma. And Xavier Thomas stands at his own 40 for LSU. Short, fair catch taken at the 46-yard line, a 40-yard punt. 2 Blue Bloods going head-to-head. First ever meeting in Death Valley between Oklahoma and LSU. An LSU program that has seen some ups and downs. That'd be an understatement over the course of this season, year 3, under head coach Brian Kelly. They lost their opener to USC. Then they won 6 in a row. A 3-game losing streak followed that began the undressing by Texas A&M, in which Garrett Nussmeier threw 3 interceptions. Freshman running back Caden Durham gets towed here and picks up a couple of yards. And Nussmeier feels like, if you're just going to stereotype your typical gunslinger, like he can throw for 300. He has in 8 of his 12 starts. He can also find the other jersey sometimes.
Yeah, it's because of the type of windows he's confident throwing into. I mean, as big of a mailbox anywhere on the field, he feels like he can put it in. So sometimes that means forcing throws that you probably shouldn't. Interceptions. That was the story against A&M, against Alabama. Also, they couldn't stop their quarterback run on the other side of the ball. Those two things in conjunction kind of led to that 3-game slide.
You would think Oklahoma would try to take advantage of that aspect tonight. Swing out of the backfield to Durham, and he gets by the first and takes it inside the 35. 16-yard catch and run.
And this is the decision-making LSU fans want to see from Garrett Nussmeier tonight. This is a check down, right? He steps up in the pocket, nothing there. Flip your hips, get the ball to your running back. He did that 5 times last week, Tom. 4 of them resulted in first downs, and 4 of them resulted in gains of 13 yards or more. It was the patience of just getting to your check down last week that made the difference for Garrett Nussmeier, and already tonight a good decision.
And I feel like that's complimentary football, opposite of the deep ball threat that he is with his arm strength. Back to the ground game.
But, you know, I had so many coaches through my career, collegiate and professionally, that said, hey, that's the Pro Bowl route. You get to that 4th or 5th, the check down, you're going to the Pro Bowl every single year because the yards add up, the offensive efficiency, the points, the drives. That little wrinkle is what sets quarterbacks apart at this level and the next level.
That's why Georgia beat Georgia Tech the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Beck just kept finding that running back out of the backfield, checked it, and they'd pick up big chunks of yards.
Just one major chunk of the college football chaos this weekend after 8 overtimes and Georgia surviving. Moments ago, Syracuse came from 21 down to knock off Miami. Nussmeier over the middle, and good hands, good catch. That's Kamarian Pimpton, 6'6" tight end out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Boy, watch Will Campbell, left tackle, right here. Look at this protection. This is a really good pass rush off the edge from our Mason Thomas that he's just going to stonewall him. I mean, that second reaction, the strength there to stop the power rush and send him backwards and give Nussmeier just that extra second to step up and deliver that ball. That's why he's one of the best in the country and probably one of the first ones coming off the board next year in the NFL draft.
Campbell has allowed 1 sack and 956 dropbacks.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That will work. Here's Caden Durham. Cole, what makes Will Campbell so good in your eyes?
I think first and foremost, physicality, mindset. He knows how to finish a play. He wants to dominate on every snap. And then that hand strength is something that really sticks out to me if you want to get super technical. When he gets engaged, his hands on a defender, they do not get away. And it is uncanny, the hand strength that he has. I was talking to LSU strength coach about it before the game. He's like, listen, he hand cleans 365. That's really the only measurement I have to give you. But yes, you're right. When we watch him, when we see him operate, it absolutely sticks out.
Campbell's second team All-SEC as a freshman. He started from day 1 of fall camp when he came in. Looking to set up the screen. And Josh Williams eventually gets taken down. Trace Ford, another stop for Oklahoma.
Asked him, when I talked to him this week, Tom, how long have you been an offensive lineman? He said, well, going into my freshman year, I had never played offensive line. He said, put me on offensive line, said, guess what you're going to play? And he said, almost quit. Told my dad I didn't want to go back. He said, next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I'm starting on the varsity. Been an offensive lineman ever since.
And that bank account's going to appreciate it because, as you said, he will be one of the first taken off the board. And we know the value of that left tackle position at all levels. 3rd down 9. LSU's converted 50% of its 3rd downs this season. Nussmeier going to up that number. This is Kyron Lacy, and this is an LSU touchdown. Ninth touchdown of the season for Lacy. Second possession. Now LSU takes it 53 yards for the score. Damian Ramos on for the point after. And the Tigers have a 7-0 first quarter lead midway through.
Well, we mentioned one of the matchups to watch. Paul Mabenga, the backup offensive lineman at left guard right here. He's going to get some pressure from this left side from Grayson Halton, which is going to cause Garrett Nussmeier to scramble to the right, find his outlet in Kyron Lacy, and nobody else there in LSU here in Death Valley.